All right, folks, the fifth gate could be on the way. And why? Because if it's going to get underway, the decision has to be made real soon, and Josh Tomorrow's legacy could be defined by it. Hang tight now. I know some out there say there's no way, Pro, there's no way. But this is out of wdwinfo.com by Tim Carlson. It says, my hope for Josh Tomorrow as Disney's next CEO. It says, I'm writing this on the very first day of Josh Tomorrow stepping in the role of CEO, a moment that feels like a routine leadership change and more like the start of something with real potential. A moment that feels less like routine. It says, I don't want Josh to step into the role simply as a steady hand. No. The author here wants him to do something special. We should want a CEO who isn't just reacting to problems or cutting against ideas, but somebody who is boldly going for something. A clear creative vision, a belief in storytelling as a legacy, not just content. That means pushing the studios to take real swings again. Of course, Toy Story 6, 7, or 8 would make money. That's not the question. The question is, do they matter? Do they define a generation? Look at this man, Josh Tomorrow, the head of the Disney parks. Talk about him for a second. Here's the paragraph. That same philosophy has to extend to the parks. Legacy over convenience, impact over capacity. This doesn't necessarily mean building a fifth gate at Walt Disney World tomorrow, but it does mean creating lands, attractions, and shows that feel timeless, not placeholders, not replacements that quietly erase beloved experiences, but bold additions that expand what's possible, build things that people will talk about decades from now, the same way they still talk about classics. Now, this got me to thinking about the fifth gate issue. We've talked about this recently, that we've been hearing some murmurings that they are actually blue sky in a fifth gate at Disney World finally. Culture, what caught my attention, I guess, is the timeline here. So Josh Tomorrow is at CEO, and we all know how long usually CEOs get. Bob Iger was longer, but, you know, if he's there for 10, 12 years, that would be impressive. That would be really, really impressive.
Yeah, I think
it takes a long time to build a fifth gate. It takes a long time to plan a fifth gate. Culture, if they're going to do a fifth gate in the 2030s, in time for Josh Tomorrow to have it done before he leaves the company, they actually have to start planning now if they're going to do that.
Yeah, and it has to be good. And if he gets a decade, he's lucky he's not Chapek, which will be good. But I think you already mentioned the idea of going out and getting the Brainiacs back. They need Joe Rohde. They need Tony Baxter. They need a handful of these guys that know what they're doing. They need to talk to the man who made things move. Yeah, I'm not even sure. Is he still with us? Is Mr. Monorail, Mr. Train, Mr. Bob Gurr? Is he still with us? He's getting up there.
He's still, I think he's still active on social media.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's the man that made things move. If it moved on Disney, if it was he designed it, whether it be a WED Wedway project or which is gone, or any of the other things that were developed that were supposed to create motion in the parks.
Listen, I think on that note, I just want to say, yeah, Disney does do a good job with some of their Imagineers. So like Bob Gurr was honored with a window on Main Street, USA at Disneyland, 2 weeks ago, something like that, and was there. And so good on them for that. But you're right. The other legends are not being treated well, and they need those legends to help them with the fifth gate. Real quick, though, Coach, let me show this, because there are people out there who say, no, they're never going to have a fifth gate. Listen, Sif Todd, remember when this happened? Remember when these papers came out that showed the possibility of a fifth gate? Let me show you this real quick. If we scroll down, according to WDW Magic, newly approved plan explicitly reserves development space for a new major theme park with 2 additional minor theme parks added over the next 20 years.
Yep.
There's I don't know if it's in this article, but there's kind of a block. There's kind of an issue that would stop them from putting in a fifth gate in the next 10 years. But if they go for 2035 to 2045, it's in the plans. They can do so. I don't think it's listed out in this article like I thought, but they would need to start planning now. And they frankly need an answer to Epic Universe. So I think that the rumors we've heard that they may be blue skying a fifth gate, I think it could be true, because I don't see any other way. If Josh Tomorrow wants this under his legacy, and if he wants this out anytime in the next 15 years, they have to start now on it.
There's a coterie of documents that already exist for attractions and entire lands.
What would you base it on, Culture? What would you base a fifth gate on?
Well, I mean, the boutique park is always the one, and this is the problem with developing a villains land in Magic Kingdom. They had a heroes versus villains concept. right? That could have been something. They even had a Star Wars boutique park designed. And again, you're talking about the 20-year plan that they come up with every so often, every 5 years, I think. And so there's like limited buildable land. There's one big plot that they could utilize. They already gave away opportunities. Flamingo Crossing was an opportunity they gave away.
You were with us on the panel when we talked about this the last time, right? Where we talked about this area that's south of where we thought they would work on, that we're starting to hear now they may.
Yeah. I mean, in the area, the area around Bear Lake still has possibilities, and that will actually work out, as another place to put transportation, lodging, and all of that. But there's some other areas that they have to build, and if they keep sightlines, together, they have a lot of other places they could go. And look, some of the area around Wilderness still is like sitting there. So it's a whole other conversation, but I'm just going to say, do I think they could get it done in a decade? Yeah, I think they could get it done in 3 years. I'm trying to remember back the timeline for Epcot. It didn't take nearly as long, and they put in everything, roughly except for like 2 buildings are, still in existence in that area. So
just to remind people where we're hearing, surprisingly, I mean, this actually shocked me. Where we're now hearing they're looking at is down here by the interstate, south of the ESPN complex, which I think where that would be located, Culture, it would change the taxing. Is that south of the county line? Is that the issue there?
Again, Disney stretches across 2 different counties. Osceola, what's the other one? My brain just melted.
Orange.
Orange County. Yeah. And so, it would definitely be a different way to tax. And again, Disney doesn't have as much ability to build as they used to because they decided to play politics. Yep. That entire area is mostly empty. There's some casting and costuming buildings. They can get rid of most of the ESPN complex if they wanted to. There's mass amounts of space. And look, I often thought, and this is an interesting thing, if you take oh goodness, there's a road that comes directly out of the cast parking for Animal Kingdom that crosses the road that takes you into the Animal Kingdom Lodge. What's
the name of that one? It's over here.
It's it's got a really cool name. Yeah,
it's Sherburne.
Sherburne. Yeah, Sherburne. You have to know how to say it. It's a religious reference. But anyway, that land is so easy to develop, and it doesn't have the wetlands restrictions that you're going to run into around the Bear Lake area. So again, that entire area there, you could develop into park and resort space, and it just wouldn't be a full-size park. And again, let's be fair, Hollywood Studios isn't really, I mean, it might have a full-size footprint, but it's not really a full theme park, and neither is neither are many other things that Disney's built recently.
Let me go to MJ real quick. MJ, the fifth gate, I know it's controversial. People say, well, I'm not even sure that families could do 5 gates. I mean, what would you do? And I understand that totally. But I also know that if Disney's ever going to do it, they've got to do it real soon. And, people may have more leisure time in the age of AI, whatever that's going to look like in the next 10, 15, 20 years. And real estate might be one of the biggest thing that matters. Disney's got plenty of it. They need to utilize it. I'm thinking, MJ, if they did it, I would love to see a park that's dedicated to like video games. And get the properties, get the IPs that you need to do so. But you could incorporate Disney into that as well. There have been some amazing Disney games that you could do. Castle of Illusion, for example, the one where Mickey goes versus Oswald with the brush that was on the Wii. You could do. You could go see if Sega would be willing to license Sonic, and then you can take on Mario with Sonic over at Disney World. I think Disney should go in. Fortnite, they own a bunch of value in Fortnite. Put in a huge Fortnite area in this park. That's what I would do. What would you do, MJ? What would be your recommendation, your idea for a 5th gate?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what they would actually put. I just can't. I guess the issue I'm having is I cannot see them putting in a 5th gate. I don't see them doing it. They're putting so much effort in destroying the other parks and replacing them with pure IPs that I don't think that they're even capable of putting their heads together for a 5th gate. I mean, as nice as that sounds with the whole, video game and Fortnite, there's been a loss of interest in that too. I mean, they lost so much money investing. Didn't Disney do something with Fortnite? No one was interested.
Well, real
Epic
quick,
Games.
let me tell you what I've heard, because this might color your conversation and mine.
Sure.
So I was with you. I was on the same page. What I have heard that may have changed behind the scenes is they're looking at the idea that Epic or Universal is taking one of our days.
Yeah.
We'd like
more
to have
than
that
that.
day back.
Yeah.
And Fifth Gate could be a way to get that day back and say, no, you're going to stay at Disney the whole week. You're not going to spend one of the days at Universal. So I don't know. That's the discussion that I'm hearing behind the scenes for why a Fifth Gate might be viable, whereas previously it never was.
I would bring back the old classics if they did a Fifth Gate, do attractions that will bring people in, because remember, the majority of the crowds are folks with, I hate saying it this way, but it's true. It's old money, right? So put a Fifth Gate, put the Adventures of Snow White, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, stuff like that,
God.
you know?
A retired. What is the channel or the website that covers that stuff? Is that Defunct Land?
Yeah, or Yesterland.
Oh my gosh! If you had a Defunct Land, Yesterland theme park where it's like, you want Muppet Vision? We got Muppet Vision. You want Splash Mountain? We got.
You want the submarine ride? Yeah, we got that.
I think that people would go for that. I'm just saying.
That's an awesome. I mean, I know they can't do that, but that's an awesome idea.
Why can't they? But why can't they?
If they put in a land with the new stuff, like that horrible Wish movie that did awful, all the new Pixar trash, that no one's gonna go in there and spend money.
Just put it out there. No Harmonious. We don't want Harmonious. You can keep Harmonious and keep the Death Halo Doom thing, the Death Tacos. Don't put that in the new park we're talking about.
Put the traditional, like the trains that Walt, the one that he actually rode on, and stuff like that. And people will give their money. They'll be like, take it. Take my money. I'm coming in.
Bring back Monsanto's House of the Future. Yeah.
Can we get the original?
Even some of the stuff from like Japan. What's the name of that ride, guys? It's like super popular. It's
the
like Haunted
Mansion. Yeah,
but it's not Haunted Mansion.
Phantom Manor.
There you go.
Yeah.
People go gaga over that.
Can we get the original Journey into Imagination back?
That would be great. I don't know why they don't do it now. I know that I know they're using the back part of the
craziest idea.
but it works. If you can restore the magic.
Restore the magic, yes.
Yeah.
That's the name of the park, is Restore the Magic.
There you go.
Yeah. God, I love it.
Pro, would you go? Would you spend your money in there and go? Would you really?
What's great about it is, once I started thinking about it, they've destroyed so much stuff that we love.
Yes.
You could actually build an entire theme park off of it.
If I was a bajillionaire and if I was Elon Musk, I would offer Disney the blueprint and say, let's get it going.
Let's do it right now. Let's go. What are we going to call it, guys? Restore the Magic theme park? Restore the Magic Adventure? What are we going to call it?
Walt's Dream, Walt something, like with Walt Disney's
Walt
I don't
Disney
know,
land of restored dreams.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.